Hey, Jason Blumer here, CEO and founder of Thriveal. Welcome to our weekly Ask Jason question series. Every Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern, we just show up like clockwork. We're your faithful friend every Monday, helping you answer growth-related firm questions. And so we're here to help you with another great question. We have people send in questions. Info@thriveal.com is where you would send questions. Sometimes we get questions on our Facebook page. Sometimes people ask questions during the webinars that I teach. But before we get to this question by Stephanie, it is about strategy. And I'm going to tell you how my partner and I do strategy in our firm, how we do strategy. It's going to be so awesome. But before we do that, I want to tell you about a growth guide I'm writing. It is a guide about being an entrepreneurial accountant, actually teaching you at different phases of growth. It's teaching you how we grow a firm, the things you need to consider. And it's this growth guide you need to get, and you can sign up for it at our incubator page, thriveal.com/incubator. What's the incubator is what you're asking. Well, it's a live 2.5 mini MBA for firm owners. So basically, my partner and I, in our 15 to 20 years of experience, we're going to teach you some key core concepts that you need to run. It's going to be collaborative group work. It's going to be a small group of people, so there's going to be limited seating. You want to get your name on the interest form, and you can do that at thriveal.com/incubator. And if you go put your name there now, you go to thriveal.com/incubator. Scroll to the bottom and put your name and email address in there. And once our growth guide launches in a few weeks, you're going to get this guide, but we're going to also start to tell you more about how you can sign up for the incubator. It's going to be with people from all over the country, firms, CPA firms, bookkeepers, EA firms. It doesn't matter. If you run an accounting type firm, you can come, and it's going to be so awesome. And we'll teach you a lot. My partner and I are just going to just collaboratively teach that one-on-one with you guys, walk around, help you build your companies, your firms together. So, and that relates to the question that we have. And so Stephanie sent this in. So Stephanie, thank you for sending us this awesome question. I'm looking for tips on how to engage partners who resist the strategy sessions of working on the business rather than in the business. And this is a big deal. Working on the business, actually, the rhythms that are required to work on a business, the rhythms required, the habits required to be strategic don't come to me naturally, actually. I'm just a very high level thinker. I don't manage the details of the rhythm very easily. So I'm going to tell you how my partner and I do it. But the first part of the question is tips on engaging partners. And the last two Facebook Live videos I've done, the last two, talk about how we engage partners and how to build collaborative contexts that allow people to stay on the same page. So you want to go watch those last two videos. So I'm going to focus on the last part. How do you work on the business instead of in the business? And again, I mentioned it's not a rhythm and a habit that I naturally do. So my partner and I have learned to do it together. And so here's how we do it. I have some notes here. We set aside time weekly for strategy and planning. This is something I've been writing a lot about. Doing tax returns does not grow a company. Doing strategy and planning does grow a company. So those are just things to know. So strategy and planning are required if you want to grow. So let's say you go, I want to grow. Well, then you have to have, I think, weekly time, at least 4 hours, weekly time set aside on your calendar to do strategy and planning. It would be called a strategy block or whatever you call it. My partner and I do a full day. We do a strategy day, either Monday or Friday. We do a strategy day. Now, so that becomes our rhythm, right? So this becomes a rhythm, a habit. There is a rhythm and a habit to a growing company that you have to start getting used to. Rhythms and habits to growth are not accidental. You don't hope they happen. That's not how you grow a company. You have to actually make them happen for them to be rhythms. So a strategy day is how we do it. Now, what comes out of the strategy day are a lot of details, right? So we think high level, and then out of that, pump a lot of details that my partner, as my integrator, I'm the visionary, my partner as my integrator really filters those details and prioritizes those and chops them up into blocks that we deal with daily. So then my partner and I have a same page meeting daily. And this term, same page, you'll find it in the book Traction by Gino Wickman, part of the Entrepreneurial Operating System. And so these same page meetings are we talk through those smaller bite chunks of the strategy. And so then we filter those out where if we can't get to everything, we keep lists. We keep monthly, weekly, and daily lists of things we're trying to achieve. And this list is called an issues list, is a place where we throw things we can't get to. So if our head gets clogged up with a lot of strategy-related activity, we just go dump it onto our issues list, and then we deal with it. So you can see this funneling of big picture down to these bite-sized pieces that we deal with daily and move these smaller chunks. And what's blown our mind, and again, what's blown my mind, is, since this doesn't come naturally, is that really big ideas can be accomplished. You start seeing it happen, and it blows your mind. You're like, wow, we pulled that off. And in that book, Traction, is called Gaining Traction. So where you get traction, your wheels touch the ground and you start moving. So it's pretty amazing. Now, one particular tool that helps us do this is called calendar work blocking. So I believe strategy is about calendaring effectively. So if you want to be strategic, then calendaring is part of what you do. So first thing you want to do on your calendar is put a strategy work block, right? 4-hour block, I think. We do a day, but whatever you can achieve is fine, whether you're in tax season or whatever. The habits of calendar work blocking is what allow you to remain strategic and to gain the rhythm that's required for growth. Now, what is a calendar work block? Well, you want to look at your week and put blocks on there that make you do certain things. Review tax returns, meet with the team, call clients, do collections, billing, strategy work, whatever the tasks are that you're supposed to be doing. You got to define them so they become rhythms to your growth. Now, what we do is we calendar my whole calendar for the whole year. So we sit down at the end of a year and we put calendar blocks for my whole year. So we're strategizing about what should each day, each month, each week be. And of course, it doesn't always work out that way. But what we have done is we've strategically said, here's what we want to accomplish. And once we've said what we want to accomplish, we can make priority changes, right? As each week the calendar thing comes up, we can go, is that the thing we still want to do? We thought we wanted to do it 3 months ago. Do we still want to do it? And if not, and we delete it or we move it, what are we going to strategically put there? And it helps as much as just like somebody asks to meet with me. Hey, can I meet with you? I go, well, these are the only blocks I have available. And if that meeting's not part of the strategy, then we won't fit in that meeting. But if it is, then we'll make a priority calendaring strategy decision to move a block we already have on the calendar somewhere else and fit in this meeting that we now think is a higher priority than the things we had planned 3 months ago. So that's what calendar work blocking does. So that's just a little tool we use. So that's how we work on our business instead of in the business. And the biggest ideal that you can take away from this Ask Jason Question series of how do you work on your business instead of in it is that strategy time. One of the key times to that is that it moves you away from details and moves you to a higher level of thinking. That is so key because when you're in the details of doing tax returns or working with clients or team, those are all good things. Those are not strategic activities. And so you get confused. You see things with blinders on. You don't see everything around you. When you step away, probably step away from the office is a good idea, and you look at things from a higher perspective and ask your things questions like, what are the top 3 priorities we want to accomplish this year to move our firm forward? When you ask yourself those things and try to answer those things, you are working on your business and you're looking at your firm through a different lens. It's amazing. And then once you come up with ideas, you can put them on an issues list to track them. You can deal with them daily. You can cut them up into bite-sized chunks to happen each day. And if you're using a calendar work block tool, and the tool is just a calendar. We use a Google Calendar. We just stick blocks on it. Then you're going to accomplish the big things. And that's working on your business instead of in it. But so another key is, and we're going to teach things like this in the incubator. So we hope you come July 26th through 28th to the incubator, this 2.5-day mini MBA retreat on how to build and grow your firm. we're going to teach you tools like this that will help you really become a strategic firm and accomplish big things. So that's it. Stephanie says, I'm looking for tips on how to engage partners who resist the strategy sessions of working on the business rather than in the business. And so that's how we do it. And this is a lot of fun to let you guys know how to do that. So go to Thriveal.com/incubator. Go to the bottom of that page, sign up with your name and email. You're going to get an awesome, pretty big growth guide I'm writing right now. I'm almost done. It's really, really good. I'm just pouring the past 15, 20 years into that I've learned about growing firms with my partner and the coaching and the consulting we do with firms. So get that, and we'll see you at the incubator. And thank you for joining us on the weekly Ask Jason Questions series. Signing out. See you guys.